äläla-darçanänandé rathägra-nartaka Gajapati-träna devänanda-uddhäraka äläla-darçanänandé. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now his return from the South India tour is being described. Äläla-darshan. So there is in Älälanätha, close to Jagannath Puri, there is a deity of Vishnu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would take darshan of that, and äläla-darçanänandé rathägra-nartaka. So he was very delighted to behold the beautiful form of Älälanätha. Some Gaudiya Vaishnavas explain that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would see this Vishnu Murti, he would actually see that as Krishna in Ras Leela. That when Krishna had disappeared from the Ras Leela, then he took on the form of Vishnu. And all the other gopis thought that it was Vishnu, and they asked Vishnu, "Where is Krishna?" And Krishna pointed in that direction, and they all went in that direction. But when Radharani came and tried to point, because of Radharani's intense and pure love, he just couldn't maintain his facade, his appearance, and he actually got his two arms dropped away, and he revealed himself as Krishna. So like that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was seeing this four-handed Vishnu form, but he was saying that actually this is Krishna in a four-handed form. And he would be very delighted. Rathägra-nartaka. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Puri for the first time, he did not stay there long enough to participate in Rath-yäträ. So the first Rath-yäträ that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu participated in, that was after he came back from South India. So the South India tour, according to some estimates, lasted for almost 2 years. So thereafter, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Rath-yäträ, dancing Rath-yäträ, became one of the most celebrated events in the Vaishnava community, because he would dance with such ecstasy that Jagannätha vismitaha, that the whole world along with Jagannath would be astounded. What magnificent love is this? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you see the way he would dance, some devotees, he had actually divided the devotees into seven groups. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expanded himself into 7 forms. And he was there in all the 7 groups, reciprocating love with Jagannath on one side and reciprocating love with the devotees on the other side. And so here, if you see, Jagannath is Krishna in separation from Radharani. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Krishna only, but is taken on the mood of Radharani, and especially that mood of Radharani when she is in separation from Krishna. Because Rath-yäträ was performed when Radharani and the Vrajavasis, or especially the gopis, feeling intense separation from Krishna at Kurukshetra, envisioned making a cart and placing Krishna on the cart and taking him along with the cart back to Vrindavan. That means Krishna, Jagannath is ecstatic Krishna, or Krishna ecstatic in separation from Radharani. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you could say, is Radharani ecstatic in separation from Krishna. And they are being reunited in love by the mutual vision. Both of them are beholding each other. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would dance and dance and dance tirelessly for the pleasure of Jagannath. His dance was so beautiful and so love-filled that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would stop, then the Ratha cart would stop. Jagannath did not want to go without his great devotee. Actually it is the Lord himself in the mood of a great devotee. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when the Rath would stop, then sometimes people, there are hundreds and thousands of people, they were all pulling and pushing, and the Rath would not budge. And then powerful people like wrestlers, they were brought into service, and they pushed, and still the Rath would not budge. And then elephants were brought in and they tried to push the Rath and the Rath would not budge. Finally, when nothing worked, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he just touched his head to the earth, gently just pressed the head to the earth and with a little pushing motion, and the Rath easily started trotting away. And when people saw this miracle, they understood that this is the great love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that Lord Jagannätha, who is the master of the universe, he cannot be forced by anything. But when love pushes him, he does not resist. He cannot resist because he is conquered by love. So for the assembled people, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's potency to move the chariot that was otherwise immovable was demonstration of his of the supremacy of his love. So in this way, the Rath-yäträ pastime is one of the most historic pastimes that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed, and through this one pastime, through his dancing and other activities during this pastime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attracted hundreds and thousands of people towards Krishna Bhakti. And one such person whose heart was conquered was Gajapati-Pratäpa-Rudra. Was the local king who was known by title Gajapati, that was Maharaj Pratäpa-Rudra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because he was a strict sannyasi, did not want to associate with wealthy people and certainly not with kings. But when the king exhibited such great devotion and humility in various ways, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu noticed it. Although Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not pay much attention, he saw that the king was devout and the king had protected his child. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that the king was devout, and because he had served the Vaishnavas so nicely, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bestowed his mercy on him in the Jagannätha Vallabha gardens, where during the intermission between the Rath-yäträ festival, when the Lord bathes and rests and takes food, and so do we. So there, Pratäpa-Rudra Maharaj approached Lord Chaitanya and he sang the Gopi Gita, and Lord Chaitanya blessed him profusely. So Gajapati-träna, he was rescued from the bondage of material existence that comes very aggressively when one has as much material opulence as a king has. And devänanda-uddhäraka, the Devänanda Pandit, had offended the Bhagavatam and had offended the Bhagavat. He had offended the Bhagavatam because he had often spoken in the Bhagavatam but without giving any devotional explanation at all. And it offended the Bhagavat because once Srivas Thakur, while hearing the Bhagavatam, had got overwhelmed with ecstasy, and considering that ecstasy simply to be a disturbance, Devänanda Pandit had just watched on while his students had just picked up the unconscious Srivas Thakur and just practically thrown him out of the Katha Mandap. So that offense which he had committed, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very angry with him. But then in the Rath-yäträ festival, when he served Vakreshwar Pandit by ensuring that when Vakreshwar Pandit was dancing, nobody came in between and nobody interrupted with the ecstasy of his dancing. And Vakreshwar Pandit would fall, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Devänanda Pandit would pick him up and dust him and help him to again re-enter the ecstasy of dancing. So seeing this humble service which he performed, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was pleased and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu blessed him also. So in this way, this was the ecstatic dance during which he was himself relishing the topmost emotion of love for Krishna in the mood of Radharani, and he was also distributing that love to everyone, from whether it be a Kshatriya like Pratäpa-Rudra or a Brahmana like Devänanda Pandit. Everybody was blessed by Lord Chaitanya with Krishna Prema. And that Lord is eager, waiting to bless all of us if we just turn to Him, we open our heart to Him, call out to Him, and seek and gratefully accept His mercy.
Thank you.